Hey everybody, what's going on? It's been a minute. You guys like the hairstyle? Just trying something new. Just trying to be comedic, trying to be funny, but hey man, I always wanted locks, so I guess I'm living a dream. But I've just been thinking the other day, I have a lot of stuff. A lot of things that I've accumulated over the years. Hard work. Some things are donations, others are things I brought with my hard-earned money. Filmmaking is a process. It's something that you have to invest your time and interest in. And it's a path. It's not for everybody, and I don't want people to get that confused. Some people will have an easy road because of whether they have connections or they find something to be viral and they push themselves further, but even then you still have to grind. It's an everyday thing, not a sometime thing. And not to shade anybody, but if there's something that you do as a hobby, that's cool. But please, 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 please get out of the way for the people that this is their bread and butter. This is life and death to them. They live and breathe this thing. Because your interests do not align. You're on two separate trains, you're on two separate paths, and when you collide, the work ethic is not going to match up. I think to myself, where am I? What train am I on? What path am I on? Even though I've been doing this for a minute, professionally, I can say once I brought my first camera, the Sony A77 Mark II in 2017, I have been taking pictures and doing my own movies and things like that. And if you watch the director reel and also the producer reel, you can see that I would say 80% of the stuff that you saw was shot on this. Well, producing wise, because I was trying to help people do their thing, trying to fix this thing. This is my first camera, and for some reason the eyelid thing, the eye for the viewfinder thing ripped, so it's weird, but still works, still good. Doesn't shoot 4K. But this bad boy right here, a 99 Mark II, 4K. First time I was able to shoot an S-Log 3. Right now I have a lens on it because I shot the other day. But yeah, man, a lot of projects, a lot of things that you work hard and you push yourself to a new level, and then you can upgrade and get yourself a cinema camera. And right now I'm in the process of getting another camera, so I'm definitely on my way to pushing myself to a new start. Don't want to fuck up what I have right here. Yeah, what path am I on? What train am I on? I can't say this is life and death for me, but I am serious about this. This isn't a hobby. I am doing this full time. I do photography and videography and do concerts for people and shoot this and podcasts, and so I'm always pushing myself to the next level, always looking to strengthen my skills, always looking to be the best that I can be. But I can't say that I'm willing to walk away from it, and that's why I won't say it's life or death, because I can stop tomorrow if I really wanted to. But I don't, because I have a story to tell. I have many stories to tell. I have many things that I want you guys to enjoy. Quitting would kill my spirit. Quitting would be defeat. And it would hurt me so much to know that I gave up on sharing the gold, the gems, the diamonds, the pearls, and all the other stuff that I have in my brain and also in my heart that I don't give to you. Right now, as of this recording, Star Wars Acolyte is out. And the fans are furious. They're not happy with how it looks. To me, it doesn't bother me. I don't see a problem with And it's weird because those of you who know me, I'm very selective on things that I like. I don't like a lot of things. So if I'm like the show that you guys hate, I'm like, it's okay, it's not bad, then y'all just hating just to hate. And that's not good, you know. Um I don't like Power. I saw season 1, episode 1. I was like, this is not for me. Never watched it again. So, if you don't like something, why do you continue to watch it? True Blood, right? Not a fan of True Blood. After the 3rd season, I was like, I don't think I want to watch this anymore. And I stopped. So, I'm not going to continue to shit on someone's work. I'm not going to continue to feed the ego of bashing something. You don't like it, don't watch it. I stopped watching The Shy because they turned a character Gemma into a hoe. I was like, I'm done. Right? I haven't watched it. I haven't watched the new season. So there's a lot of things where I'm just like, I don't like this anymore. I'm not feeling it. I call it quits and I stop watching it. It's okay to not like something. But when you continue to bash it and you continue to just keep hammering the hammer to the nail, it's just like, come on, man. You think it's shit? Don't watch it. You think it's PC? You think it's now they turned it into lesbian space witches, which they call it, and for the 3rd episode. Stop watching it. Stop feeding into it. If you don't like how Star Wars is, don't support it. Now, of course, as a fan of certain things, I understand. It hurts. Some of these guys have been watching Star Wars since the 70s, when they were like maybe 6, 7 years old, when they watched it in theaters with New Hope. So to see Star Wars where it was, where you enjoyed it, to where it is now, it hurts. My first introduction to Star Wars was The Phantom Menace, the prequels, 1999. I remember when they had a commercial for the Pepsi and the Mountain Dew. Darth Maul was on the Mountain Dew cup. That was my introduction to Star Wars. The second Star Wars movie that came out was Attack of the Clones in, I think, 2002, 2003. People don't like it. I'm like, I watched it. Kind of long, sometimes a little boring, but my true introduction to Star Wars was Revenge of the Sith, which I think is the best one. It's the best Star Wars to me. The tragedy of Anakin Skywalker. But if you watch it all from Phantom Menace to Revenge of the Sith, you really see how troubled he was. Even watching Acolyte and the Padawans and how tranquil they were for the Jedi to not have emotions. Most of, I would say the best Jedis are the ones that have emotion. Anakin, Ahsoka, Ezra. I'm not gonna spoil it for you if you didn't watch Rebels or the Ahsoka show. So there's another one that ended up being a Jedi, and it helps you be human. But I get the code of control your emotions. You don't let your emotions get to your feelings, and it kind of makes you the best that you could be. But when you're not able to adapt to the human condition, that's where things go wrong. If they allowed Anakin to feel, and they helped him through his pain in the second movie losing his mother, he wouldn't be afraid to lose Padme, and he wouldn't become Darth Vader. But because it happened, that's how we got, Star Wars. So, I'm saying all that to say is that there are some echoes that was left by George Lucas that they're following the path from. But however, people want to do their own thing. And I think that's the bad thing, even though it was good. I wasn't really rocking with The Force Awakens because it was a repeat of New Hope. It was kind of like a parallel. They were afraid to do something new. Then they did a whole nother departure with The Last Jedi. They did a character assassination with Luke Skywalker. Not going to even get into that. Again, as a fan, I've watched the prequels, but also I watched the originals, once they came on digital, on DVD. So I know that Luke Skywalker would not give up on the Jedi. I know Luke Skywalker would not try to kill his nephew. This doesn't seem right. He was didn't want to kill his father, Darth Vader. He wanted to save him. So why would he not try to save somebody who fell to the dark side? It just doesn't make any sense for the character. So that's bad. When you have a character that was written very well and you change it. See, I don't have a problem with the Mandalorian. I don't have a problem with Ahsoka. I don't have a problem with Acolyte, Rogue One, and Andor, and whatever they do. It's because they're doing something new. So the character that you create, you're making your own rules. But if you have something that was already great and you change it and make it bad, that's when it's just like, okay, we gotta we gotta rally behind this and fix this shit because it doesn't make any sense. It's a 180 with the characters, and that's why, like I said, with the Shy, you had Gemma was smart, she was cute, and then all of a sudden she just started to get a little too crazy. I'm just like, I'm out. I had to bow out like like, okay, this is it. Thank you for your service. You guys had a couple good seasons to Shy, but y'all going in a direction that I don't approve of, and it's okay for me as a person that enjoyed it to say this is not for me anymore and stop watching it. I don't bash the Shy. I don't talk shit about Shy. I saw what I saw. I liked what I like, and I move on to other stories and other things. Simple as that. It's okay to move on. Like I said, it's okay to not like something, but when you continue to put the hammer to the nail and to bash it and to criticize it, it's like you're doing it for clicks. Like most of the people that have these reviews and they say that it sucks, you're doing it because you know it's viral. I'm pretty sure the reviews that you do that are good don't get the most clicks. So of course you're doing it for content. Of course you're doing it because you know that, hey, if I say I don't like this, other people don't like it with me, so they're in agreement, and I can get viral, and I can get my views that way. Controversy sells. Controversy sells. But nevertheless, the point I want to make with Star Wars and with everything else that I'm saying right now is that I look at my stories, I look at my characters that I'm creating, and I want what I'm doing to last the test of time. I know every story can't be like the first. We've seen it with trilogies, Die Hard was on a straight and narrow of 4 movies that are very good. Then they did the last one, and it kind of tanked. I'm surprised Bad Boys, with the 4th one I saw, it's pretty good. They've had 4 movies so far. All sequels stand up, and they're good. So I think they should stop with Bad Boy movies and just leave it alone, because I think the series should die. So sequels should always try to improve on what was shot in the first movie to enhance. Oh, we have a bigger budget now. We can do better things. We have more characters. Let's flesh out some things. But that's not always the case. You have different writers. You have different people that put their hands on it, and they don't follow the source material. That's why I'm proud that I write my own things, and the only person I need to listen to is myself. I don't know what it's like when I make it to Hollywood and studios are going to be putting their hands in there, executive producers, because they're putting their money in there. They feel like, okay, I don't like that, let's put that in there. And some things that they think will sell or will work is not good. I think Star Wars and all these other shows need someone that is strictly for continuity, because you go from season to season, you go from movie to movie. You have a new writer, and they are so eager to put their own spin on it that they're negating, like I said, what was already core, what was already strong, what was already working, to do their own thing. You're changing the continuity, you're changing what was already established, and you're making it sad. You're making it terrible. Thor 4, for example, was bad. Well-made movie, CGI and everything, but the character and the story and the jokes, I can't rock for that. So will I watch Thor 5? Probably not. I hope they don't bring back Taika. Please. Please, you hit gold once with Thor 3. Don't come back for Thor 5, dog. Didn't like Spider-Man Homecoming. That whole trilogy. Because as a Spider-Man fan, I know who he is. Now, of course, I have my opinion on it, but not going to bash the movies. So, will I watch Spider-Man 4? Hopefully, don't bring back the same guys. Because if you do, I think I'm going to have to bow out on that one. Respectfully. You got to move on. So my stories, the things that I craft, like I said, I want to last the test of time. I want people to watch it 5 years from now and say, oh my God, this still slaps. I still want them to feel like this is something that I rock with. This is something that I enjoy. And like I said, I understand that everything can't be Frank Miller's Batman Year One, or The Killing Joke, or The Dark Knight Returns. You know, some things might be Batman Forever, where it's mid. Some things might be terrible, where it's Batman and Robin. You know, you might get lucky and get Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy. You might get, Christopher Reeve with Superman 1 and 2. Then you might get Superman 3, where it's like, then you might get Brandon Roth for Superman Returns. It might be like, eh. You know what I'm saying? You might get Man of Steel, where it's like, So, different people have their own perception on what it is. And things come and go, new ideas, and people try to adapt. So, I'm just praying that I stay on the path of doing what's right with my fans, what works, what I believe in my heart, and not trying to change it and trying to adapt it to something that's just like, brother, what's that? I really don't want it to be like, Joshua's last movie wasn't all that. It was like, eh. And I might feel like that, I might make the movie like, damn, this is not my best. This kind of feels like, eh. But the fans, the viewers, have the final say. I may think this scene is so good and powerful, but they might be like, I'm not feeling it. It's not what it is. It's okay. I liked it when you did it in the other movie. And sometimes things don't need sequels. Things don't need spin-offs. Everybody's in it for the money. I'm doing these stories not because I'm going to make money off it, because best believe I have not made a profit off of anything that I've did yet. And I say yet because I know if I continue making these movies, it'll work out. But for right now, I haven't made anything. So like I said, all the things that I brought or donations or things that I've spent with my own hard money of working multiple jobs. And that's also another thing, is that being a creative, you don't always see where you're headed or where you're going. Sometimes you have to have that blind faith that if I continue working, I continue pushing myself, somebody will see my worth, somebody will give me a shot, somebody will understand what I'm doing, and I'm going to make it. It's not so much having hope, it's not so much just wishing on a star that, one day somebody will see it. I know that my work is good, that it will get there. It's just when. It's just right place, right time. It's just one project was one day get viral and you're on that. So I already have enough good projects as it is that once it catches fire, it's going to be lit. It's going to be a bonfire, baby. I know it because I look at my old stuff, things that I've shot in 2018, 2019, 2020, and I'm like, this is good. It's not so much ego boost, it's just like, this is good because I still feel the emotion that I felt when I watched it when I first made it and I put it out. So it still holds up. I still get the same feeling. I still get the same emotion. I still feel like I want to see more. And the pacing is so good that, I'm talking about one project in particular, Royalty. It's 54 minutes. But it zooms by so quickly, like, that's it? Like, I remember when I showed it, when it came out in 2021, I think it was like Good Friday, yeah. And somebody's watching, like, oh wait, that's it? And you kind of want that, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because they want to see more. So they're like, oh wait, that's it? That's all it is? So that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for people to be so glued to it that time just zips by, and you're just like, damn, this was an hour almost, and we're done with it already. Yeah, man. It is a process of just putting your best foot forward. I think just talking about it, I think I know that I'm the train for greatness. I'm on the train for greatness. I'm on the path of being the best that I can be. And this is real for me. This is my bread and butter, but haven't found the right butter yet, you know? Still looking for the best one. It might be some margarine right now. I'm just like, ugh. But eventually I'll probably find the right brand that sticks with me and it'll be on there. So it's just the process of never giving up. Continue to do what you can to make it to the other side. You got to make it to the other side. You got to make sure that you're making projects that you can be proud of. And can I honestly say, all these people that are putting out this work, do they like what they're doing? Do they really believe that what they're putting out is their best work, or they're doing it because it's money? Are they doing it because someone told them so? You know, when I do a project and I'm not feeling it, I still put it out because, like I said, it's not for me. I may like it. Like I said, someone might say this is not it. Or what I don't like, somebody could need that. That storyline could be so impactful for the situation that they're going through that they enjoy it. So it's not up to me if this project sits on the shelf. It kind of is, but what I'm saying is that it would be selfish of me to not put it out because I wrote it for a reason. I filmed it for a reason. Maybe something on set didn't work out. Maybe the sound was bad. Maybe, the person that was DPing it, didn't hit focus all the time, so some shots go in and out. But overall, technically, could use some work. Some reshots could happen. But story-wise, it is what it is. So that's why I'm pushing. That's why I'm doing everything that I can to put out these stories, is because I know that I thought about it. It was on my mind and it was on my heart to put the pen to the paper, to type it up, and to film it, and to get the actors on board. Those of you know me that if I'm not feeling the take, we're gonna do it again. I don't care if we do 15 takes. I know that some people, as I might have said in another, version of podcast, if this is that, Sam Jackson's like, he doesn't do more than 3 takes, but if the third take is not feeling it, we gonna do another one, dog. I'm sorry, Sam Jackson, but your co-star, maybe you not giving me what I need, so I told you what I wanted, and you're still trying to do it your way, so we gonna have to do 7 takes. Performance is everything. Acting is everything. And if I don't feel it, I wrote it, I'm filming it, the audience is not gonna feel it. And I'm pretty sure if you're not feeling it, then you're not gonna put your best foot forward. And that's why I said earlier, is like, you cannot be doing this for a hobby. Because the people that this is their bread and butter, this is their life. I'm not saying that they're going to go Game of Thrones and slit your throat for this if you fuck up, but they're not playing around. Like, this is what they are very passionate about. And that's the thing. You got people who are passionate, people who just do it because you ask them to. Hate those. And you got people that are really just like, I'm doing it for fun. Okay, it's cute. That is fun. But do you see yourself doing this for another 20 years? Do you see yourself doing this for 50 years? Like, what's your goal? What are you hoping to accomplish? You're acting in something. You're acting because I asked you to? Are you acting because I think it would be fun? Are you acting because you wanna be successful? Or are you acting because you wanna make money? So everyone has their own motivation and their own thing that fuels them. And whatever that is, you have to decide that's not up to me. I would love for you to do this because you want to do it, but if this is a hobby for you, then okay. I'm glad that I can meet your acquaintance. We could work on this project, and I may see you. I may not. You know, you're doing this because I asked you to. Okay, thank you so much for agreeing to this. Hopefully, you're gonna want to come back. You want to work on more projects with me. If you're doing this for money, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you, because Terry Crews said in his Shannon Sharpe interview that, that's not the best motivation, because sometimes you might not get paid what you're looking for. You might run into a Taraji situation where other people that are not as qualified as you are getting paid more, people that have been in this business for a long time. So it's also about, are you marketable? What are the roles that you are accepting? Are you doing roles that don't put you in a good light? Are you doing roles that are one note? As an actor, once you do 5 to 10 projects, you should be demanding, no, yes, I'll try this. You should be always seeking to push yourself to a new realm or possibility. Some people get comfortable. Some people just do these roles because, oh, I know I can do it. It's in my range. And like I said, because you try something new, everybody is in the whole adaptation thing. Like back in the 80s and the 90s and early 2000s, you had new content, new IP. Now, Marvel came out with Iron Man in 2007 was that? Or 2008, I think, maybe? Or maybe it was 2009. Whatever year Iron Man came out. The comic book genre has been pushed forward. Now everybody wants to do comic book adaptations. I think they might even do an Invincible movie, and it's just like, no, stop it. Like, leave it where it is. The Amazon show was good enough. We don't need a movie of Invincible. You know what I'm saying? We're doing too much. Harry Potter came out. We got, 8 books of Harry Potter? Stop it. We got 3 Lord of the Ring, movies, and we have 3 Hobbit movies. So that's 6. Then now you have a TV show. What is Ring of Power? Like, sometimes it's just like, we need to know when to stop. But again, we're in it for the money. Give me my money. Where the money reside, right? That's what we're focused on. We are focused on a paycheck. And you follow the money, it's not going to lead you. When you follow your heart, you follow your passion, and you're just like, this does not need to exist, you make the right moves and the right choices. But because we're in it, Hollywood is a business, and they have to keep the lights on. They have to keep all these things working. They're going to keep making stupid decisions, putting out projects that don't need to exist, because they know that maybe we can make a profit off of it. Then when it tanks, you're going to blame it on the audience. You should just think about to yourself and just say, this maybe does not need to exist because it doesn't make any sense. It's stupid. You try to push agendas. You try to put characters in there that don't need to exist. Just adding characters just to add characters is going to flop. Because you can't balance that. You have the things that you're passionate about, that you're serious about. Then you add these characters that are just in it to just tick a box off. Or you're just trying to push in a story that you think would be cool. But you're not thinking about, does this serve the story? Does this make sense? This character that you added in there, do they help the plot? Or do they hinder the plot? Are they aiding the protagonist? Or are they trying to keep the protagonist from reaching their goal? Everything should be working for the overall story. So nothing should exist just because it should be cool. It should exist because the story needs it and it demands it. Taking it out will make the story suffer. Not having that character in there will make the story incomplete. Things have to work in agreement together. If it doesn't, then it's trash. It's garbage. It's booty. It's buns. So I'll say all this to say, don't want to make this too long, even though it probably is long, because, I like to have a teaching moment. I hope everybody makes it. I hope everyone reaches their goal. I hope these stories that are in Hollywood find a way to become successful. You push a story that may be about racism or LGBTQ plus, or a story that's about poverty, or even if you want to go now with what it is with the war with Israel and Gaza. Make sure that it makes sense. Make sure you made the project that you believe that you did the best that you could. Because I know that I don't leave anything on the editing room floor. I make sure that before I say, okay, that's a wrap, I did everything, got all my shots, I'm satisfied with the performance, I'm satisfied with what we can do. Because I know that in the past, even though, like I said, it may not be my best because of other circumstances, I know where I am right now. What I'm putting out is the best work. And I'm always growing. I'm always pushing myself. So my projects don't look the same. They don't feel the same. They don't move the same. Like, Royalty is different from the Guerrero Brothers. The Guerrero Brothers is different from Dearly Beloved. Dearly Beloved is different from Cassandra. And Cassandra is different than Come Together, the web series. Even Come Together, the web series is different from the new chapter of the Alexander Clan. They don't look the same. They don't feel the same. Even though it might be same camera, same gear, the story, the characters, the mood, the music, it all tells a different story. Even the episodes in Come Together looked different, felt different. And I had to find a way to make it make sense and make it all again, quote unquote, come together for it to be cohesive. Because I'm into narrative work. I'm not into just doing random shit. So that's my thing. I care about what I'm putting out. I care about my stories. I care about my characters. I care about making sure that the work stands on its own. I was showing a coworker today a scene from Come Together and also the Alexander Clan. I'm just smiling. I'm just like, the acting is good. The music, the feel. He's like, oh my god, this is tight. This is tight. It's tight. I'm like, yeah, it's good because I worked on it. It's good because I cared about it. I don't just put out shit just to put out shit. And I hope that if it happens, I hope I do not, and I pray, God, please do not allow me to put out stuff because I need money. I'd rather go broke and say no, I'm not putting this out until it's ready, until I believe. So you guys got me on camera saying this. Please hold me to it. I do not want to sell out. I do not want to just make stories just to make stories. I make stories because I feel it. I make stories because I like it. I make stories because I have something to tell. I hope if I get, working for a studio, executive producers, other people, whatever it is, that I have a good conscience in my head and say, I'm sorry, but I can't work on this project because that doesn't align with my morals, doesn't align with my standards, does not align with what I want to put out. My resume is my resume. My work stands for itself, and I do not want to put out stuff that will set me back. I don't make stories that show elementary school skills because I'm not an elementary school person. The gear that I have is not elementary. It's industry standard equipment. So everything that I do has to be industry standard and beyond. You know, when I get these actors on set and crew members, their bare minimum is 100%. 100% is what you need to bring. You need to push yourself plus ultra if you want to go into My Hero. You need to give me 110, 120, 150, 200%, 300%, whatever. Because 100% is the bare minimum. And everyone can attest to this, that when we're on set, nobody's on their phones, no one's sitting down, no one's playing around. You don't even see me sit down. You barely even see me eat. Because I'm always working and I'm always doing stuff. So I'm not here to slack off. I'm not here to put out trash. So everybody has to be on the same page as we're putting out and we're working hard. If you're not here to work, get off set. If you're not here to work, you're not here to put in the best that you can do, then we don't need to work together. And that's just facts. I know some of you guys, you know, when we're on set, I may say certain things. I might be a little nonchalant. I might be a little mean. But it's because we're not here to play around. And I think a lot of people that when they do these short films or these independent films, a lot of people don't know what they're doing. And they play around and they mess around. And the reputation, once they say, oh, you know, non-paid or short film, oh, this is going to be student film, oh, you know, I don't like it. But I'm the cream of the crop. Randy Savage says, oh yeah, you see, I'm the cream of the crop when it comes to the independent film stuff. What you see is high quality. And now it feels like I'm beating a dead horse here, but really got to understand that some of the stuff that you may watch on TV shows that are funded with thousands of dollars, millions of dollars, can't hold a candle to what I'm able to do with a budget of maybe 500, 2,000, if that. You know, when it comes to location, food, and gear, and all that stuff. So imagine if I did have the full budget. Imagine if I had $250,000 or $25,000. $1 billion budget. Imagine what I can create and do. Because you can see what I can do with barely anything scraps. Tony Stark was able to build us in a cave with scraps. Josh was able to make this project with barely nothing. And you guys got billions of dollars. Y'all wasting time. Y'all wasting money. So I'm just saying. Fuck with your boy. Fuck with me, you know. Follow through. You know, stop messing around, Hollywood. You know, you guys are not doing what you're supposed to be doing, man. And it shows. Something, you know, you need somebody that's just able to turn, you know, something into nothing, or nothing into something. Sorry, that's the wrong phrase. Turn nothing into something. Able to make $1 out of 10 cents. Trust that motherfucker. But anyway, like I said, I'm just here to just make an impact. I'm just here to last the test of time. And I know I will. So I know it's a process. I know that everything that I'm doing is stepping stones to move to where I need to go. And this is where it starts. Humble beginnings. You know, there used to be a saying like, this is the part that I usually skip, but I don't think I want to skip it anymore. I think I want to go through it because where I was in 2017 to where I am now, it's not the same Joshua. The amount of bullshit I've went through with actors and excuses, and now there's contracts before people walk on set. The actors and crew have to sign it because it's just like, we're not here to play around. When you walk on set, you sign that contract, you know that, okay, you're legally binded, that you're on this project until we complete it. You're supposed to share the work. You sign that you will do this. You sign that you're not going to be harassing somebody. You're not going to be doing hate speech. You're not going to be, being a fool. Because best believe, when I didn't have the contracts, everybody was acting wild and doing whatever they want because you don't read the fine print. You don't read what is acceptable. You think that people would have common sense. You think that people would know the difference of being wild and stupid and being professional, but you don't. So when you write it out, you have it in writing, you say it. Every actor, crew member can attest to this. Before you walk on set, I talk to you face to face through Zoom, and I tell you, we're not going to do this, we're going to do that. So when you walk on set, you understand Josh was not here to play. And sometimes I like to think about my films as filming boot camp. You go through the ringer. If you can last with me, you can last with anybody, because if you think I'm bad, just wait until you get on to the other sets where if you're 5 minutes late, okay, thank you, go home. Or you don't respond to me, okay, somebody will write you off and you lose your job. You lose your part. Because time is money, so they don't have time to be playing around. Running you down, chasing you, double texting you. All that is over with. I don't do it. So if an actor falls by the wayside, it's not because I don't care about you, it's because nobody has time to chase you. You're grown. You're not 12 years old. You're not 14. You're not in high school. You're not in college. You're a grown-ass person. Act like it. And before you say, oh, you're not paying me, money has nothing to do with it. Because you're showing me that your loyalty is the money. And that's the wrong motivation. Because money's not everything. It's not. Unfortunately, we do need it to live, but it's not everything. You should be acting because you like the character. Money is a bonus. It's a reward. I don't take gigs because you're paying me my rate. I take it because I want to do it. I take it because I want to film that. Do a fashion show. Okay, that looks cool. I want to do that. Do a wedding. Do a graduation. It's because I want to do it. It's not because you're paying me whatever I say my price is. So if your motivation is the price, then you can be brought for the right price. You don't want that. You want to make sure that you're doing what you want to do because it's on your terms. One of the things I also tell my actors when we meet, I ask them, what are your boundaries? What's a role that you wouldn't do? Because I like to craft roles for people. I like to make characters similar to who they are. So I know that you're playing someone close to you and it's going to be real and it's not going to be fake. So if I know that, okay, this character is going to work for you, or you don't like this character, or you don't like to be that, I'm not going to cast you. If you say, hey, I'm not comfortable playing a character that smokes, okay, cool. I'm not going to put you in any smoking roles. I'm not going to play a character that, does risk cutting. That's emo. That's emotional. You feel like you can't get to that place. Okay, that's fine. If you're a happy person, why would I put you in a role? I mean, of course it'd be cool, but if you're happy, you're cherry, you never experience any death or any pain, you're not going to be able to tap into the character of loss. And it happened on set, and the actress had a hard time crying. We spent like almost 30-40 minutes trying to get this girl to cry. But if I knew that she didn't go through any pain, I wouldn't have cast her as that character who her main drive is, I'm always angry, I'm always upset, I'm mad, I'm in touch with my emotions. That wasn't talked about when we had a meeting. So that's why I like to craft characters as I know what it is close to home, so we can move through the smooth process. But even though I tell them that, okay, sure, you don't want to do that character, that's fine, but think about it in terms of this character is not you. Sometimes you say, I wouldn't do that, but the character does that. So if you can take yourself out of the character and still do it or tap into something, you may not, be in abusive relationships. You may not want to do that, but you may know a friend, you may know a cousin, you may know it from your parents that may have been in it. So you may be able to tap into that feeling. How would it make you feel? How would it, being in that state of mind? You can tap into that and use that. And if you say no, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. There'll be other roles and other opportunities for you, but you can't allow that to be the reason why that you don't do your best or you turn something down because you don't know if you can do it or tap into it. Of course, years experience, you're able to do that, but you just got to be sure of yourself. If you can take anything that I'm saying today, it's hard work. Push yourself past your limit. 100 is the bare minimum, so you always have to make sure that you're doing it and making sure that you're making the right choices when it comes to stories, acting, even doing gigs and things. Money cannot be your motivation, because I know a lot of actors would be like, damn, I took this role because it was a good check, but I hated the character. I hated it. You don't want to live in regret. I know I'm not going to live in regret, so I know that I'm doing everything that I can do to make sure that I'm successful, that I can push myself to a new level. I had an actress tell me that she was on set, and she was like, oh my God, Joshua, we're doing this movie, and this guy didn't know his lines. Like, how do you help people to, know their lines and go through that process? I'm like, people got to do table reads. People got to do chemistry reads. Make sure that the character knows. You got to practice. You can't wing it. You got to make sure that you come book ready. And that's, again, like, it kind of goes back to it, because some people slack off when it's independent or it's low budget or, low pay. When you hear it, oh, you think it's going to be trash. That's other people. I can't speak for that. I can only speak for me, that I know that when you come on set, you better know your lines. Because I've went through that with an actress. This was her first time acting, and we had to use a teleprompter and slow down production, and it's not good. So if you're not ready, you don't know your lines, I can't cast you. Because that's a bad reflection on me. That we're just letting anybody act. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, like, industry standard. We gotta make sure that we're on the path. Like I said, people want to do this as a hobby. That's cool, but you gotta make sure that this is your bread and butter, because it doesn't match up. We have two motivations. We have two things that we're doing, and it's not connecting. It's not syncing up. You gotta make sure that we're speaking the same language. Just because you may be Asian and you speak Japanese, Japanese is not the same as Mandarin. Mandarin is not the same as Cantonese. Tagalog is not the same as Swahili. Dutch is not the same as Scottish. We're not. Cockney accent is not the same as someone that is Yorkshire or the Queen's English. There's different things, so it may sound similar, but it's not. So I say all that to say, you gotta make sure that you're linking up. Make sure you are linking up. But this time I'm really gonna end. Like I said, I wish you all the best. I wish you all to pursue your dreams and you find happiness. I wish that you all make it to the top. Wish you all make it to where you need to be. And all the actors, like I said, in the beginning of the year, you gave me a hard time. I thank you, because I wouldn't be where I am now if I did not encounter you, if I did not go through you, if I did not see you. It's because of you that the things that I'm putting in motion is so I'm prepared. So your training experience, your XP, I'm leveled up. When I started in 2017, I was level 1. Now I'm probably level 35, maybe level 40. So when I encounter level 5s that were giving me a hard time in 2018 for Into the Woods, I was probably level 3. So, they were kicking my ass. Now when I come with the people, oh, I'm doing this, oh, I gotta work. Okay, fine, thank you. Next person. You actually, hey, you want to be a part of this project? You don't get back to me? Okay, I'm gonna find someone else because the next person I find is who I need. See, you were in the way. You were blocking me from finding the person that I really needed to find. And I've said it. It's like I would have never found this one actress if this other person didn't play in my face. And because you played in my face, I found somebody good. We're working on this project, and it's groovy. Thank you. If you didn't bail the last minute to do sound, I wouldn't have asked this person, and the vibes on set would have been good. So sometimes people are just in their own way. So when you get people decline, people drop out, people flake, it sucks, yeah. But it probably needed to happen because whatever that wasn't what it was supposed to be. It wasn't ordained. It wasn't good. Everything happens for a reason, and you gotta make it. The best thing for a successful day is your attitude. So, I will catch you all in the next one. Take care.